As actors get older, they start to resemble Sean Connery. As actresses get older, they start to resemble Sean Connery.
Today, Junker's Review is going to be reviewing Evil Dead Rise. It was directed by Lee Cohen. He didn't direct the 2013, which this is kind of a sequel of. And it starts out cabin in the woods, just like the original.
You see a friend checking up on her other friend at a cabin.
Yeah.
She's concerned about her.
A few minutes later, we see that she's possessed.
She's all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Rises up out of the water.
She kills and then she rises up.
It comes up.
Yeah.
Well, we're in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, which would explain how gritty, crappy it looks.
They're following the sister. She's not a roadie. She's a tech for a band. She's like the guitar tech or the electronics tech. But she works for a. Beth takes a pregnancy test, finds out she's pregnant. So then she decides to go visit her sister Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie. Is it
Ellie?
Yeah, Ellie.
Ellie in San Francisco, in L.A. So we follow her to the apartment, and she unites with her sister Ellie and her family.
Well, then Beth just wants to talk to Ellie about. She just found out she's pregnant. While they're there, the kids go out to get pizza or something.
Yes.
An earthquake hits. Earthquake hits when the kids are out to get pizza.
Yeah, they're in the parking garage of the hotel. Just a crevice opens in the parking garage, and below it looks like a library.
So one of the kids, Danny, goes down there, investigates. He ends up stealing some of the stuff.
Yes. We find out he wants to be a disc jockey.
Yeah, and he goes back to his apartment, or actually
he finds some records and he finds an old cool book.
Yeah, and he takes it.
Yes.
And in the meantime, the mom and the family are all getting frantic. They're going to dispatch their neighbors to go look for him. Yeah. Remember those two other guys?
Well, no, she was going to go look for him because the kids had the car, and she asked to go to the neighbor if he can borrow the car, and he said, "Oh, I'll just take it."
That's right. Yeah, he was going to shoot. So Ellie was going to go.
Okay, Ellie is frantic about her children. Because they're the ones that went to got the pizza. So Ellie decides to go to the neighbor and ask if she could borrow their car. Because the children have Ellie's car. The neighbor, he says, "I'll drive you." They go walking down the hallway. And, as you predict, the elevator opens and there's the children.
Yeah, the kids come out. Everything looks good.
The apartment's being torn down in a week.
That explains why the apartment during this movie is so depopulated.
After that kind of heart-wrenching moment, Ellie has to do laundry. So she takes her laundry basket, goes downstairs, and gets in the elevator.
The kid who stole the stuff pretty much summons the devil.
Saying, don't open the book, don't play the record. She was really scared. She got a very bad vibe. Well, of course, the brother does both.
Well, the book had giant teeth on it.
Yeah, that's something
you would not open this book.
No.
Nobody with any sense would open this book.
No, the first Necronomicon you would have opened in the original Rami.
You wouldn't open this book.
No, this one had teeth. And then the sister...
drew blood.
Yeah.
And then they played the phonograph, and then Ellie's going to the laundry room. Danny's up there reading this hell book, I guess.
He doesn't read the book. He opens it, then he starts playing a record, which starts... There's a priest, and he's reading...
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's actually reading the book, and he's recorded it. So as Danny plays the record, the priest is reading from the book, and the book starts opening up and flipping pages.
Yeah, so anyway, Ellie's trying to return to the apartment. She's possessed.
Yes.
The demon catches her. She comes back to the apartment. She's thrown up. She's doing all that stuff. She ends up dying. The neighbors help set her in the bed and stuff. And then she wakes up, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yes.
And that's really about as much of the plot as we need to give away. So you've got more experience with the Evil Dead series than me. I saw Army of Darkness, which was the funny one, I think. As funny can get. I saw that back in the 90s.
It's almost slapstick.
Yeah, I saw that with you and David Mitchell. I think it was you and David Mitchell.
Yeah, because me and David took Anthony afterwards.
Yeah, and I saw it, and I mean, it was okay. The difference in that one is that one had
A lot of humor.
That one had a lot of humor. It had Bruce Campbell in it.
A lot of one-liners. A lot of funny one-liners.
I was more familiar with Bruce Campbell, Ash. I was more familiar, and like he, with the chainsaw, the goofiness of that movie.
And it was also set in medieval times, which is a little more. They could have had a little more fun with the humor.
Yeah, I like that movie. I wouldn't say it touched me in any great way.
Actually, this movie.
Well, which ones have you seen? Before we go into this movie, which ones have you seen?
I saw the original Evil Dead. I saw The Army of Darkness, and I saw the mid 80s, but I can't remember the name of it. But this movie kind of follows the original 1981, where his sister gets possessed, and they lock her in the basement in the original, and she gets out and creates a bunch of havoc and everything.
Yeah, so this one was more of I mean, every one of these people, except for the neighbors, who were dispatched.
Well, see, that's the thing.
All these people knew each other, and they were.
And in the first one, the entity could take over multiple things, like can take over inanimate objects. And so in this one, it's not just taking over Ellie; it's takes over. Well, it follows in the same suit as the first one, with a little less humor. But the first one,
I didn't see any humor in this one.
No,
there was almost zero humor in this one. I'm not really a gore person, and this movie to me was excessively gory. I thought so. A lot of people aren't going to think so. A lot of people don't care about that stuff. For example, and sometimes I don't get grossed up by that stuff all the time. We saw Renfield 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that movie, they ripped a guy's arms off and used it as a sword or nunchucks or something. I didn't care about that.
And a spear.
It was just goofy. This movie chomped that guy's eyeballs. They just stabbed these people through the hand with glass. What else? What are some of the other scenes?
Oh, where she's chewing the glass, you can see it poking out of her throat.
Yeah, so this was not my normal type of movie. I thought the movie was beautiful. I thought that the graphics, I thought the cinematography, I thought the setting of the apartment that was kind of abandoned. Not that it doesn't resemble downtown Los Angeles anyway. I thought that it was. I thought it was pretty good on that. I thought that the resolution of the movie was pretty good too. I mean, it wasn't a. How do the Evil Dead movies typically end? The other ones. I mean, don't spoil 20 years of movies, but does everybody get away? Nobody get away? Half and half?
Some people get away, the others, but a lot of times they don't kill. The entity survives.
And that explains. There was a bookend. So the beginning of this movie opened with a scene of 3 or 4 randomly disconnected people getting killed by the demon. It cuts to 5 days back, and then those people show up again at the end of the movie, and we really can't say how. Wood chipper is involved, and a chainsaw, which actually, as little as I know about Evil Dead, I do connect this movie franchise with Bruce Campbell's hand. If you like this kind of movie, if you like horror movies with a lot of gore, you probably like this movie. If you want a more comedic version of say the Evil Dead, the Army of Darkness version, or Renfield, this ain't it. This movie is serious. These people are fucked.
It's an amazing movie. So good. Everything, the dialogue, all the action scenes, the way that they get away, and the possessed. There's more than not just the Ellie, but the others. It was a really good movie. It goes by so quick. You're like, you sit down, you get involved in the movie, and it's over.
Well, it's not that long of a movie. It's about perfect. The running time's about perfect.
Oh yeah.
It's about an hour and a half movie.
But there's no point where there's a lull in between when the action begins or when the action's about to start and it begins, or in the middle of the action. There's not a point where the good guys are they're trying to get away, and there's just a really lull in it.
95 minutes, whatever it is, and it introduced the characters, and you got to know the characters.
Yes.
You got to know them pretty well, and you got to care about them. Avatar took about 3.5 hours, and I didn't give a damn about half those people. It's not my cup of tea. This movie was graphic, but I recognize a good movie when I see it, so I'll say good movie.
I'll say good movie, and I'll say it makes me excited to see where it goes next. This is Junker's Review. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.